Hello and welcome back to the Football Chat. It's time to talk Fantasy Premier League once again. For this time, it's actually going to mean something.
Hey.
We put out Game Week 7's FPL last week before, obviously, the news that hit the United Kingdom and all the Premier League games were cancelled. So that was an awful shame. For Game Week 8, for some of the games at least, will go ahead. Luckily, we held off on recording this until they announced that Chelsea, Liverpool, United, Leeds, and of course we already knew that Brighton Palace would not go ahead. So that does mean, I want to talk about Game Week 7 briefly, because it does mean we're going to have a double game week at some point.
Whoa, we love a double game week.
Do love a double game week. I think it's going to be interesting, because obviously we're not going to be able to play that before the World Cup.
There isn't a gap.
There's no small area in the fixture schedule they can move around. So it looks like we'll have a double game week second half of the season. Could be very, very interesting to see the congestion that time of year, especially with a game as big as Chelsea-Liverpool to fit in.
Yeah.
Probably going to put it second last game, make Chelsea play Liverpool and City as like the final two games or something like that. But yeah, as I briefly mentioned, we've got 3 postponements for this week, and I think that does make a massive difference, doesn't it? I mean, I looked at my team and went, well, no one's playing. No, to be fair, I'm somewhat fortunate because I took all the Chelsea players out in the week's just gone. I've not had any Liverpool players. No one's got United players yet. And Leeds aren't a team I've invested in, whereas you, quite the opposing fortune.
I've managed to name a squad of 9. I've managed to make a team of 9, providing that everyone plays, which I think is pretty decent and probably better than some managers.
Right. It's not going to be as good
My
as mine,
problem
though.
is I made 2 transfers and then the games got postponed.
Oh, what'd you do then?
I bought in Mitrovic for Awani, which in hindsight didn't really change anything because
Awani was playing, yeah.
For a player who's playing. And I got rid of...
How have you forgotten what you've done?
Because I can't look at my game week 6 or 17. I got rid of Tariq Lamptey, who wasn't playing.
Tariq Lamptey.
Replaced him with Diogo Dallo, who isn't playing.
Right. Well, not the greatest.
So I've named 11 of 9.
There. You went too early, I think, with the transfers.
Yeah.
Didn't really think that one through. I smashed it with mine. We'll talk about team selection, obviously, because I've done a madness here. I've used the free hit. Before I get into mine, why are you not using your free hit or wild card this weekend? Why are you taking the points hit? Is it so that you'll have your free hit when we get to the double game week to be able to use it in that way, or
the fact that I've managed to name 9 players is still pretty decent?
I imagine there'll be managers out there with only 5 left potentially.
I think I want to save them for bigger game weeks, or for if there's a time in this season where I go, right, this team is shambles. What have I done? What am I doing? I need to replace this. I can then replace it.
Yeah, fair enough. I have only kept Haaland, Jesus, Martinelli, Pope, Trippier, and Neco Williams from my original team. So I'm obviously starting with Pope in goal. They've got Bournemouth, fairly consistent. Pope and the Newcastle defence have been this season. I've also brought in Dean Henderson as a backup, just in case, for whatever reason, Pope gets injured the night before or something, and then I'm kicking off. Then on my defence, I've got Perisic against Leicester. Leicester have looked poor, brought in Perisic. Tottenham looking strong. I think they should win there. Then I've got Cancelo and Trippier. Cancelo against Wolves, Trippier against Bournemouth. It's a no real debate there. I think that's a very strong back 3. Then I've got Andreas Pereira, Miguel Almiron, Gabriel Martinelli and Dejan Kulusevski across the midfield 4.
Nice.
Almiron, as I mentioned, Newcastle against Bournemouth. Hopefully he gets big points there. Andreas against Nottingham Forest. See, Fulham have looked really good in games against big teams, and Forest looked poor very recently. I mean, they lost 3-2 to Bournemouth. I see no way that Fulham don't win this, and so I've also brought in Mitrovic to pair up front with Haaland and Jesus.
I did see that.
I think this is the strongest team I could have built. Haaland's on captain. We are going to be watching that, so tune in to TFC Live as we'll be covering Wolves versus Man City. We were obviously doing Chelsea-Liverpool, but now we're bringing you 2 streams to make up for the cancellation. So what great people we are. We're also covering AC Milan versus Napoli on the Sunday night. Though we are going to have a special guest on that, and you won't be here. No, hopefully you'll be able to turn up in chat at some point and say hello.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then on the bench I've got, as I mentioned, Dean Henderson, JWP, KWP, and Neco Williams. So a double up of Southampton players there. I think they'll probably beat Aston Villa. So
probably.
If someone doesn't play, they can get subbed in.
Yeah, they will.
Give me some good points.
My team is definitely not the same as yours.
No. Don't run through your whole 11 then,
this-
for people
this-
that haven't been watching.
Because of this game problem, I've had to start some players that I don't know how they're going to get. For example, Emi Martinez has conceded in every single game he's played, and he's played every single of Aston Villa's games. There's a high likelihood he will concede to Southampton. Neco Williams against Fulham, again, highly likely that he's going to concede to Fulham. Hirico Henry got Arsenal. There's a high likelihood he's going to concede to Arsenal. The other two, though, I'm proud about. It's Zinchenko against Brentford and Perisic against Leicester.
I still think you're wasting an Arsenal pick there with a defender. I know I've only got 2 in my team this week, but I usually have Saka, Martinelli, Jesus. I think by having an Arsenal defender,
you're
you're
him and Odegaard, so I've still got one Arsenal player pick left.
It's interesting that you haven't used all 3.
Speaking of Odegaard, he is my one-man midfield. Playing, yeah,
he's got a lot of work to do
against Brentford. The other 2 midfielders are Salah and Diaz, who obviously aren't.
I'm surprised I've not seen more of the 4-1-3 used in the modern game.
Yeah, and I think I have the strongest front 3 in FPL at the moment. It's
Interesting.
Alexander Mitrovic, Ivan Toney, and captained Erling Haaland.
I think mine's better.
What's yours? Mitrovic, Jesus.
Yeah, Mitrovic, Jesus, Haaland. I think Jesus over Tony.
Yeah,
Is
I
a
think
stronger
Mitrovic, Haaland, and then
especially for this week.
either Tony or Jesus.
Especially for this week, but
This week.
yeah.
I'm in the bin.
We've not got too much to discuss because I would say, let's have a look at the
Game
league,
week
but
7,
obviously
hang on,
nothing's
Game week 7.
changed.
I got a grand total of 0 points.
I hit the average and the top score, to be fair, but yeah, no one scored
Captained
anything.
over Tony got me a solid line. So that's good.
It's all just zeros in our league, so I was hoping we'd see at least 1 -4, but no.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, there could be transfers in there, but
I mean, somehow I've gone up in the league.
I've gone up as well.
Wow.
I imagine someone out there took transfers, so I mean, I'll take it. I've gone down in another league because people have joined it. I didn't realise that, but for this year, apparently, they've changed it. They go in as their total.
That makes sense.
So, with that knowledge, you can all join the fantasy league, and you'll be exactly where you want to be.
D3
So,
KKYY.
Things you'll have to see. Make sure to get involved with the league. You're not going to be bottom. You'll probably just drop me another position.
I guess the other thing to talk about
Sad
is also
times.
remember, everyone out there, that the deadline is Friday night,
Yes, if you're
not Saturday morning.
holding on to make your transfers in case another game just drops from the schedule.
Yeah, you've got 2 games on the Friday. You've got Villa, Southampton, and
Don't
Forest
forget.
Fulham is now on the Friday as well.
Yeah, that was always on the Friday.
And that's been moved, isn't it?
Has it?
Yeah. They didn't have 2 Friday night footballs.
I think they have had that in the
Oh,
things
that's
in the
strange.
pipeline for a while.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Anyway, that is all for today. If you have enjoyed,
Hopefully we'll be back
then,
next week with a proper
yeah.
game week to talk about.
hopefully so. A lot of the big hitters missing.
Yeah.
Still,
That's
Man
what-
City and Arsenal have been the best teams
things
there,
happen,
and
things
Tottenham.
happen.
Yeah.
I'll see you soon. It'll be all sorted.
Yeah. Premier League predictions out tomorrow. Look out for that.
Yes.
Where we'll be predicting the 7 games we've got in game week 8. And yeah, that is all for today. Thank you all very much for watching. Get involved in the comments down below. Hit subscribe if you're new around here. Hit the like button. But yes, thank you all very much for watching. And we'll see you next time.
See ya.